Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I'm back. It's been a few weeks. As you know, I was moving into my new house. Still got a ton of stuff to do, but I am sort of moved in. Don't have my studio completely set up, but I do have this table, which I'll be using to do my table reviews here at the new location. So as you can see, I got a new drone in front of me that I'm going to review today. Now, I've had this drone for quite a while. With all the chaos, I've not been able to get around to it until now. This is a new GPS, brushless GPS drone from Snaptain. It is the SP7100. As you guys can see on the box, it says it's vision positioning, ultrasonic module for altitude hold. So it's got downward facing camera, for to use that optical flow to help hold this position if you would lose GPS lock or flying it indoors. And it says it's got ultrasonic module to help with the altitude hold, but you don't see that on these more budget Amazon GPS drones. Again, brushless motors, GPS, of course, which gives you return to home. And then also, being a GPS drone gives you follow me, point of interest, which is like a circle me mode. You can circle an object that you're filming. Waypoint missions, a headless mode, which almost every drone, even the cheapest toys, have that. And some hand gestures if you want to tell it to start recording or take videos. You can do a 2-3 finger different things with your fingers, which I test that occasionally. That's something that Snaptain really likes to put into their drones. So let's go ahead and we'll open up the box and we'll take a look and see what all comes inside for this guy. So inside of here is just a case. Oh, let me open it on the other side here. I gotta open it on this side. It comes with a really nice case. Why I started out with the box and I wanted to show you guys the actual carrying case that this comes in. Really sharp, really nice rubbery material. Got the Snaptain logo on the front, so let's go ahead and we'll open it up here. Now, this is just an unboxing today, guys. I just getting moved in, and it's sort of really cold in wintertime, of course. The weather's not too bad, but I just haven't had a chance to try to get out and fly or do anything RC related the last couple of weeks with the whole move. Now, looks like I actually had it unzipped, so let me go ahead and zip it back the other way. I'd already taken a sneak peek at this inside, of course, as you guys can imagine. So there it is. And there's a drone, the controller, and accessories in there. So let's go ahead and we'll take a look at the drone. I'll show you the accessories and everything that comes with it. Now, back here is just an instruction manual. So I'll go ahead and pull that out so we have that out of the way. Just your basic instructions about how to calibrate the compass and all your instructions on how to fly it. And here is the drone. Of course, it is also foldable, which we see so many foldable drones nowadays, and it makes it so much more compact and easier to move around and portable. And here, you just open up the arms and get these out of the way. Are fully open now, sort of the Mavic style. And this is a big drone too. This is certainly well over the 250 gram limit. That is, can be a problem in some countries, even here in the United States. That means you have to register this drone, put your FAA number on it. So here is the camera in the front, and this does have a bit of dampening, which is good, and it does tilt. I can't really move it right now, but the controller does have a tilt option. It's motorized, so it's one axis. It's not stabilized, so you're not going to get that stabilized, gimbal deal here, but you can at least tilt down and look down below. Here is your optical flow, which lets you look down at the ground. You can see these have, if it looks a little goofy looking, it's because both these still have those little lens protection options. As you can see, I just barely have looked at this drone. You need to pull those off. Obviously, your camera will look like garbage if you don't pull that off. Same with this, your optical flow won't hold if you don't pull that little sticker off. And this is that sonar, they call it, the ultrasonic, for helping to find the ground. It listens, or it sends out those waves to the ground, and it listens back, and it can determine how far it is from the ground. That helps so that you're not just relying on the barometer in the drone, and that should make this hold its altitude better. And then the GPS and vision system will help it with its position left and right. So it ought to be a real rock steady hold, both height and location. if it works well. You know, obviously we have to find out and see how that works. And here are those brushless motors, and of course the swing out locking props. And kind of interesting looking brushless motors, really wide brushless motors, rather thin in the height. But yeah, these ought to be nice and powerful and give you a good amount of power and probably a pretty good flight time, because I've not looked at the instruction manual, so I don't know the stats on all of this stuff. I'm opening this up just like you guys would if you ordered this without even reading the, say, the Amazon description. But this is a 11 point, excuse me, not 11. I was looking at the, I read that wrong. 7.6 volt. Let's see if I can, I don't know if this is going to focus in or not. 7.6 volt, I believe I can see it in my camera. 3600 milliamp. So this is a 2S lithium high voltage. So it's a LiPo high voltage. That gives you those extra 0.2 of a volt there. Your typical would be 7.4 volt. So this is a high voltage to give you a little bit more kick, a little more power. And again, 3600 milliamp ought to give you a pretty nice flight time on this. This little foam piece, you need to slide this off. This is so they can ship it with it in the drone and it won't actually click in and turn, possibly power up the drone. Your power button, of course, is here on top to actually power it up. So make sure that you do pull this off. If you try to plug it in and wonder why it won't come on, it's because this foam insert's still on the battery. Let's take a look at the controller here. It's really tight into the case here. This is a rechargeable controller. I'll show you guys the charging cables for both the battery and the controller. They give these little foam little knob protectors there on the gimbal sticks. And here it is. Now these antennas, I did take a peek at them yesterday. These appear to be fake. I don't see any wire inside of here. So, you know, you don't have to have these up. If there's no wire in here, then these are just plastic and they're for looks. And you see that an awful lot on these cheaper drones. Now, it doesn't matter if they're toy or GPS. They still, a lot of them have these fake antennas just for looks. There is a charging port here on the bottom. This is where you use the micro USB cable, which I'll show you guys. It's in the box. And you can charge this up. If I press the power button, you can see it looks like me like it's flashing because it's not bound. But that is telling me that it looks like it's probably fully charged. Yeah, so as you can see, there's that altitude hold. And it looks like here, we'll have to look at the instruction manual here in a second and see what all these different buttons mean. But some of these are pretty well labeled. Like this is your angle for your up and down on the camera tilt. And this is your speed rates. Here's your video button. And here's your photo button. This is going to be your return to home right here. This is probably to initiate a compass calibration. This would probably be your auto takeoff and auto landing. And this is probably headless mode. That's what I'm thinking. And rather than looking at the instructions, I mean, if anything, if I said anything this wrong, I'll let you know when we do the flight review. That's when I always go over everything again. But I just want to give you guys a first look at this drone. And then, of course, this is where you pull out these hand grips here, just for your hands. You know, that's pretty typical style you see nowadays. And your phone, for the Snaptain app you use, your phone goes right in here. So I'll let you guys know the app that we use when we do the flight review, and I'll give you a screenshot of that now, because again, I haven't looked over all that. This is an unboxing. So an unboxing will give you sort of a review of the table review, but it's not going to be as good as a full review. So I don't do tons of these unboxings, but I do like to do them at times, especially if I have something neat. And then, of course, when we do the flight review, I'll do a quick overview of anything I missed in the unboxing, and it makes the video shorter, because not everybody wants to sit through a 30-minute video for some of these, these borderline toy drones. You know, if it's a high-end drone, people are more willing to sit through those videos because they're a lot more money. When you're going to invest $1,000 on a drone, you might not mind spending 30 minutes watching the video. Now, here's a charger for the battery. Kind of unique look here. It does go power off USB, so make sure you're using a 2-amp wall plug. If you plug it in your computer, it's going to charge slower, because that's almost always like the 1 amp. Use the 2 amp, so you get a good faster charge using this. This has a light in here. I think it turns green. The light does inside of here whenever it's fully charged. And it just goes right on here like this. You match up these pins on top. with the pins here, put it in, and then plug it in to, like I said, preferably a wall USB. That's 2 amp, which most of your newer phones and that come with the quick charge 2 amp USB wall adapters. And then this little bag comes in here. It's got some spare props, and it's got a micro USB cable that's in here, right here in the middle, and that is to charge the controller. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much everything that comes with it in the box. It's not a whole lot of stuff. Everything that you do need, and it's really nicely packaged. Beautiful case, and the drone itself feels really nicely built, especially when you get the battery and the additional weight. Right now it feels lighter because the battery is obviously your heaviest part, the heaviest component of the drone. But it has some nice things you don't typically see, and it doesn't feel super cheap like some of the drones that you do buy, particularly off Amazon, because Snaptain, like Tinzik and Holy Stone, they're pretty much almost not exclusive, but almost exclusive to Amazon, to where they sell most of their stuff. Now let's see, does it have a micro SD card slot? Yes, it does. That's one I want to make sure you don't miss. You can put it yourself, a micro SD card that's not included with it. You snap that in there, and that's going to let you save the video locally to this card. So you're not going to have to worry about saving it over Wi-Fi, which some of these drones do. You lose frames, interference, anything that messes it up, and you're not going to get that here saving it locally. Now, I don't know if it tells us on the box or not what the actual camera resolution is on this. I'm just glancing at it up here. I don't see any specifics on that, so I have to look and see. Maybe I can take a quick sneak peek at the instruction manual. I'm curious if this is like a 4K photo and maybe a 2K video or something like that. I don't exactly know. So, I don't know if I'll be able to find it here just glancing at the manual. There's a quick start manual too. This will be a help because not everybody wants to read through an entire manual. That'll get you off the ground, guide you through the compass calibration and gyro calibration, which is usually like, 2 sticks down and right or something like that. But they probably have a little specs area here in the manual. If I can find that. So I'm hoping at least. Let's see what here it is. It says it says 5 gigahertz. It's probably 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, I'd imagine. Most of these do use that because it's a higher bandwidth and there's less interference on that. 2.4, I think, on the remote controller. They don't have any specs here for the actual camera, so yeah, I don't see it here what this is. But if I think of it and I do notice it, I'll put the camera specs up here in a little text insert to see. But I would imagine it's going to be at least 1080p. But unfortunately, like I said, it doesn't appear to be stabilized. I see no mention of. It obviously is not gimbal stabilized. I don't see any notes about having EIS, which is called electronic image stabilization. We're seeing that now in some of these new drones, and some of them do a really fantastic job to where it makes it okay if it doesn't have an actual mechanical motorized gimbal, which are always the best. But the EIS has really come a long way. As far as I know, this drone does not have that. So we'll see. When we take it out for the flight review, we'll see how the video is. Again, it ought to be 1080p. It could be a bit higher than that, but as far as I can tell, it's not stabilized, unfortunately. So if this thing flies great, you'll have to see what the price is. Sometimes these drones can be fantastic, and the camera's lack of stabilization makes it a killer for some people. Some people just want photos and it's fine, or they don't care about the stabilization. They just want some decent video. So again, we'll see how it does. So all right, guys, that wraps up the unboxing of the SP7100 by Snaptain. I'm glad you guys stuck around. We got a whole bunch coming this new year. I'm going to have a whole new studio here. I'll be on camera more. There's going to be a lot more to look forward to. A lot of stuff will be like this after we do an intro and on camera and all that good stuff. And everything should just be even better than it ever has been. So I appreciate all you guys supporting the channel. Make sure that you thumbs up this video. I'd like to see more likes on the videos. And any questions you got, leave a comment down below. I'll be more than happy. I respond to everybody, even if it's a bad comment. I try to respond to everybody on the channel that leaves a comment. And, watch the videos. That's the biggest thing you can do. If you want to help out the channel, just watch the video. You know what I mean? Even letting it play in the background, it'll help me out. All right, guys, that's enough. Make sure if you're new to the channel and you just tuned in here, subscribe to the channel. And then if you do, click that bell so you know when I do upload new videos. And as always, guys, have a wonderful day.
The power of the dark side.